Coaching Assignment 1, Screencast 2. So in addition to this, when Tim wants to plan football sessions, he would need to think about how each participant have different weaknesses and strengths, and also how they have different goals that they would want to achieve. This means that he would have to think about how his sessions would benefit all players and also be enjoyable for all participants. The skill which I have given Tim Legg is having organisation, when having to plan training sessions and also do his job of lecturing college students. One of the skills which would be beneficial to Tim is having organisation. It will reduce the risk of any mistakes being made, such as not knowing what time training is. Having organised training sessions allows the flow of sessions to become smoother. Therefore, the player's interest will be maintained. If Tim wasn't organised for a session and forgot what he was going to do for a part of it, players may lose interest quickly, as they would have to wait around until he could find something for them to do. My fourth and final coach, which I'm going to talk about, is Phil Neville. He is the head coach of the England women's football team and also used to play football himself. The role which I have given Phil is the friend role. This is because when you see him interact with the England women's squad, you can tell that there is a friendship between him and the players, as they laugh and get along well in clips that I have seen of them together. Being a friend to the athletes he is coaching is a big part of being a coach for Phil, as it allows him to feel as if the players trust him and can come talk to him if they need to. Also, having a friendship with each player is very beneficial for Phil, as Phil would have an understanding of each personality in the squad, which means that if he wanted to do one-to-ones, he would know the most effective way to develop a training plan specific to one of the players. The responsibility that I thought Phil would fit best with is professional conduct. This is because, as he is a head coach of an elite football squad, his professional conduct would be very important, as many people could be watching him at one point. Working at this level of football, Phil's professional conduct is very important, so he would need to do things such as dress appropriately, promote fair play, give respect to all officials and their decisions during the game, speak appropriate language, as this may be because they are on TV, so young children would be watching them and there's also many more things that he could show to be professional. The skill which I thought that Phil would be good at is communication. This is because I think that it is one of the most important skills needed to be a good coach. Obviously, the different levels of football and different age groups, the communication between the coaches and the players may differ. However, due to us knowing that it is revolving around the elite level of football, the communication between them would be a bit more complex. Phil wouldn't have to communicate with the players, but also with the staff team, the officials, and obviously interviewers as well. So over time, I reckon he has managed to communicate pretty well with others. There are three main types of communication, which are verbal, non-verbal, and listening skills, which, due to Phil's experience of being a football player, he has used all three of them. Communicating isn't just one person talking to another, it also includes listening. Being a good listener would benefit Phil as a coach, as the players, as he would be able to take on information that the squad members are saying. For example, if one of them thought that there was an issue in how a play is set up, and all the squad would agree, he would be able to take this information and use it to help change it and make it easier and solve the problem that they had. Now I'm going to talk about the techniques that a coach would use to help benefit their athletes. The first technique I'm going to talk about is the fitness assessments. Fitness assessments consist of a range of methods to assess the fitness components of an athlete. The coach would use this to assess the athlete's fitness and their development over time. Usually they would do one fitness assessment at the start of the season and one at the end to look at the progression of an athlete. After looking at the results of the coach would put together a fitness program working on the components which needed improvements. And after that period of time, they would assess the athlete again to see what the area of improvement has improved. The next technique I'm going to talk about is goal setting. Coaches would use this technique to increase an athlete's motivation. It would be the beginning of planning a journey of targets for the athlete, which gives them a sense of direction of where they want to go. There are 3 types of goal settings, which are short-term, medium-term, and long-term. They're all quite explanatory. A short-term is something you would want to achieve in a short period of time, such as 2 to 4 weeks, and this could be something such as wanting to achieve a specific trick in that amount of time. Medium term is when a coach would set a goal which will progressively help achieve the long-term goal which we set, and a long-term goal is the goal that is the athlete's overall goal which they would want to achieve over a period of time. The last technique that I'm going to talk about is effective demonstration. This is also quite self-explanatory, as demonstrations are very important when being a coach, especially when working with children who are beginners. This is because their knowledge of the sport is limited, so a demonstration of a skill, for example, would need to be done in front of them and probably replayed a few times so that they get a good understanding of how to adjust their body to perform the skill.